Well, coming back to the Premier League, man, yeah, it was a weekend full of drama. A lot of talking points. A lot of talking points indeed. But we'll get to it. Let's go straight to the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City thumping Bournemouth by 6 goals to 1. Wow, it was the Jeremie Doku show. What a brilliant performance by the Belgium winger who was brought in from Stade Rennes from Ligue 1 in France. What a brilliant player he is. Signed by Manchester City for £60 million. Wow, what a brilliant player. I mean, I'm also just speechless, but what a brilliant player. I mean, having a goal to his name, 4 assists, going with to his credit. I mean, that is just insane. It's incredible. Incredible stuff. Incredible. I mean, Jeremy Doku is the type of player he's a dribbling wizard. He's fast paced. He's elegant. He's fluid. He has that ability to eliminate opponents. He has the ability just to keep the ball at his feet. And not. He just possesses this incredible ability. Even like Pep Guardiola has also admired the fact of the fact that Jeremy Doku is a very special player, a very special talent. He brings something out of nothing to the game. You understand? And there's just much more to come from this young talent. He's only 21 years old and he still has a lot more to offer. With this kind of performance, if he can also keep up with this performance, consistently, so perhaps he might be in the running to even win a Ballon d'Or, or even find his name shortlisted, you know, shortlisted to win the Ballon d'Or, the upcoming Ballon d'Or. So what a brilliant performance it was. I mean, he's the one who scored the opening goal, and he set up the next 4 goals. You understand? Bernardo Silva getting a brace, Akanji also getting his name onto the score sheet, Phil Foden also getting his name onto the score sheet, as well as Nathan Ake sealing it in the dying minutes of the game. Then obviously, Bournemouth did get a mere consolation, which was just a mere consolation in the 74th minute through former Leeds striker, the Colombian, Luis Sinisterra, getting the mere consolation for Bournemouth in the 74th minute, but it was just a mere consolation because City were already running rampant. They were running rampant throughout the game. Already they were 5-0 ahead. So, the game was done and dusted at that time. And wow, what a brilliant performance by Jeremy Doku. Brilliant performance by him. And, there's certainly more to come. And this victory does also put City in the ascending seat. It puts them top of the table. Remember, now they are a point ahead of Tottenham, and also 3 points ahead of Arsenal, who are in third. Remember, right now Tottenham have a game in hand. They still have to play Chelsea on Monday night, which is going to be a tough game as well for them. But then, City are top of the table at the moment with 27 points. They've only lost one game so far this season, they've lost twice, back-to-back games away from home. They lost against Wolves away from home, as well as they lost against Arsenal at the Emirates in an enthralling game that had everybody's eyes set on. You understand? And Pep Guardiola is, a brilliant coach, man. A brilliant coach who can bring out the best out of players. We've certainly seen that with Doku. He's giving him a free role. He's giving him the freedom to play his style of football. And, there's only more just to come, like I said earlier on. So it's just a matter of time of seeing how far can this young, vibrant talent, how far can he go. And unfortunately, there were also injury concerns for Manchester City. Erling Haaland only lasted for 45 minutes. He had to be taken off due to the fact an ankle injury. He's also a doubt for Tuesday's game, Champions League game against Swiss opposition Young Boys. Hopefully he can recover on time, but we are not as sure as to whether how long will that injury keep him out for, but it's only a matter of time. We will find out pretty soon and we'll let you guys know. And also, heading straight back to London at the Craven Cottage. The Red Devils leaving it late in injury time. Captain Bruno Fernandes, Captain Fantastic, making his 200th appearance for the Red Devils, marking it with a goal, a winning goal. What a special occasion for him as a player. What a special occasion for the club as well. You understand? And this victory for Manchester United at Craven Cottage does kind of ease off the pressure of the players, of the team at large, more especially Erik ten Hag, who has been under fire due to a poor string of results. Remember, coming into this one, Manchester United were on a back-to-back, string of poor results, losing 3-0 consecutively. They lost 3-0 in the Manchester Derby at home, again losing at home 3-0 in the League Cup against high-flying Newcastle United. Yeah, what a brilliant game it was. Manchester United started strongly. They were showing a statement. They scored early through Scott McTominay, high-flying Scott McTominay, continuing with his rich vein of goal scoring, but it was ruled out by VAR, by an offside. And also coming into this one, remember Alejandro Garnacho was also making his 50th appearance as well for the club. And he's also another graduate, a Manchester United graduate. So kudos to the Argentine as well, contributing, putting up a great shift. But then from that point onwards, we also saw Manchester United were a bit more lethargic in their performance. As we saw in the second half, Fulham grew more into the game. On top of the fact that they had a great shot from range, forcing Onana into a brilliant save. Even on the rebound, the shot was blocked. So, it was pretty much of a balanced game. It was a game of two halves. It was just a matter of, just keeping concentration till the final whistle, but which is one thing that on the side of Fulham they failed to do, which was very poor defending. They should have just cleared their lines. But yeah, great goal by Bruno Fernandes. It's a fantastic showing by him as a captain, leading by example. And as well as kudos also must go to Harry Maguire. I think a lot of people don't give Harry Maguire so much credit. He does put up a great performance. He's been putting up great performances. I mean, he put up a great performance. He did. He certainly did in the past few games, including the game yesterday against Fulham. He put up a great shift. And people are not giving him credit, which says a lot about the hypocrisy of people. The hypocrisy. Whenever he's not at his best, everybody is always so quick to be on his case. Whenever he puts up a great shift, nobody gives him the credit. Credit goes to Harry Maguire. It should go to Harry Maguire. And yeah, it's a great win for Manchester United. Hopefully, this victory for them, this narrow victory, could set the tone, in terms of fortunes changing for this club going forward. Hopefully, we will see a better string of results, better performances on the field, and we can also hope to see, a decent amount of consistency. Even going into the Champions League, it's a must-win game for them. Going into the Champions League, it's a must-win game for them. They need to win that game. It's a must-win game for them. Because remember, they've already lost twice in the Champions League. So they're under pressure. They really need to get those points up on board. They need maximum 3 points. So, hopefully this victory away from home can give them a moral and a huge confidence booster going into that Champions League clash in midweek. Well, traveling all the way to the north, where Newcastle, high-flying Newcastle, took on, third place Arsenal. This was a game on our radar. Despite the fact that Tottenham take on Chelsea on Monday night, but this was a game on everybody's radar. It was. Newcastle, they've been phenomenal this season. They just picked up from where they left off last season. And that 3-0 victory at Old Trafford, man, it set the tone high. It really did set the tone high for them. Well, in this particular match, there was not, in the first half, right? There was not really much in terms of goal scoring opportunities, apart from Callum Wilson missing in front of goal, one-on-one opportunity, blazing his effort over the bar, as well as Anthony Gordon had an opportunity. He was just let down by his first touch. We also saw Gabriel Martinelli having the best opportunity of the game as the Brazilian cut in onto his favorite right foot, forcing a shot, which was fired straight at the Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope. It was a pretty comfortable save. Had he headed anywhere on the side of the England goalkeeper, we could be talking a different story before the halftime break. Another big talking point was the bad tackle by Kai Havertz as well as Bruno Guimaraes. Elbowing Declan Rice. Those were two major talking points in the first half. Do you think they were deserved red cards or yellow cards? I guess so. But the tackle from Kai Havertz was a very bad tackle. And in my opinion, that deserved the straight red. No, he had no intention to play the ball. He clearly went for the man. And that was a clearly bad tackle. It was a bad tackle. As well as by Bruno. I mean, what was his reason for his hand being behind Jorginho's head? His hand is not supposed to be there. In my opinion, that was deliberate from the Brazilian. That was very deliberate. He was supposed to be shown a yellow card for that. Or even a red. That was deliberate. Very deliberate. And then the biggest talking point. Newcastle took the lead in the 64th minute thanks to Anthony Gordon getting the crucial goal. But two major talking points. Was the ball out of play? In my opinion, yes, the ball was out of play. The whole circumference of the ball was out of play. It was out of play. The whole circumference of the ball was out of play. Finish. It was out of play. And no doubt, no excuses about that. Even that was a push. Even to afterwards, after that incident took place, Joelinton did foul Gabriel. He did foul Gabriel. That was a clear foul by Joelinton. He pushed him. But yet, it was also not given. Surprisingly, by VAR, it was not given. I genuinely... I'm not so sure about is VAR really the answer that we need in football, because some of the decisions that you would expect this to introduce fairness into football and introduce a situation where there's like correct decision making in terms of helping officials to actually make the right calls, not to make biased calls or unjust calls. But that's what we're seeing. VAR seems to be taking the opposite direction. Just like we saw even in the Tottenham and Liverpool game, where Luis Diaz scored a goal, a wonderful goal, which was only ruled out, which was said to be an offside, which in my opinion was not even an offside. You could see that was not even an offside. It was not an offside at all. Even the red card that Luis Diaz was shown in that game was not a red card. I think that was just too harsh. I think they were just over exaggerating. That was just like an exaggeration, to say the least. Even in this one, that the entire circumference of the ball was out of play, as well as the fact that there was a push, but the goal was still given. I try my level best. I don't understand how does that make sense that the goal was given. I think this is just a disgrace, man. It's a complete disgrace, and it seems like the Premier League, it's only happening within the English Premier League, where we see bizarre decisions being taken by the video assistant referee. Bizarre. Completely bizarre decisions. Bizarre decisions. Well, we only wait and see. I mean, the victory takes Newcastle into sixth position. It's a great victory for them. Congrats to you, Newcastle United. But Arsenal's unbeaten record is over. This is their first defeat of the season. As well as the fact that you gotta also look at the fact that Ben White made his 100th appearance at right back for Arsenal. Coming into this one, Jorginho was ascended with the captain's armband, right? In place of the injured Martin Odegaard. And you could see Odegaard's absence in the team played a crucial factor. Arsenal lacked a lot of creativity. There was not much creativity in Arsenal's play. There was no creativity at all in Arsenal's play. No creativity. Yes, they had a few moments here and there, but they were not really threatening. They really didn't threaten the Magpies at all. At all. Poor performance by the Gunners. Poor showing. But congratulations to Newcastle. They were certainly the better team. Perhaps they do deserve the 3 points, but not in that manner. The goal was supposed to be disallowed. It was supposed to be disallowed. It was.